Good day, my friends. Walter here. I thought I'd talk just a little bit this morning. I came to the basement to tinker on my projects a little bit. I thought I'd stop a minute and talk. A little bit of a story, I guess. In my family, it seems like a ruptured appendix runs in the family. Something that I didn't know when I was a kid. What brought all this to my mind was snake oil salesmen. Well, since time began, mankind has been trying to get your money. They want to get your money any way they can. So they've been selling stuff out of the back of the wagon since back in the old days, you know. Drink my miracle cure, it'll fix anything. They'll take some gunk and mix it up in a bottle and tell you it'll cure just about anything. And they made a living off of that. Snake oil salesmen. Well, you don't realize it. They never left. Those type of people are still around. Have been for years. Now my brother come down real sick. We was about 7 or 8 years old. We lived in Aiken, South Carolina. And he was having a stomach ache. And for 2 or 3 days he laid around, complained to Mama, and we lived way out in the country, and she was an old country woman, didn't know diddly as far as modern medicine or anything. And we didn't know it, but he had appendicitis. And he was close to dying. Well, she finally come to her senses. I mean, I saw him out in the cornfield throwing up, and when he pooped, it was pooping like blood, and couldn't even make it to the outhouse. Well, to make a long story short, she had been giving him this miracle cure stuff in a bottle they used to sell called Black Drought, D-R-A-U-G-H-T, Black Drought syrup, and they claimed that stuff would cure any damn thing. Upset stomach, rheumatism, arthritis, painkiller, you name it, they said that Black Drought would do it. And they sold that stuff common over the counter in many stores, sold the stuff. And they still, like I say, those type of people are still around. Well, she finally came to her senses and decided he needed to be took to the doctor, and she made arrangements, and we got to the hospital probably way later than we should have. His appendix was ruptured, and he was in the hospital close to dying for, well, I know he was in there a month. Well, I didn't know it at the time, but my grandfather on my father's side died in his 30s from a ruptured appendix. I never had my appendix out until just a few years back, well, about 20 years back now. I come home from work one day at the railroad, and I have a history of ulcers, and I thought it was my ulcers. I sat down there, and I might have told this story before, I don't know if I have or not. Sat down in my easy chair. It hurt too bad to even go up and down the stairs. And I was watching TV and fell asleep in my easy chair. And about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I hollered upstairs for her. Come down here. Well, what do you want? I'm sleeping. Come down here. She came downstairs. I think you better take me to the hospital. Well, she hauled my butt up to the hospital, and turned out I had a ruptured appendix, but I didn't know it. They said they poked around, and by then my temperature was like 105, 106. It was going up, and I didn't know it. My appendix had already ruptured. And they said, I remember the last thing they told me was, what doctor do you want? And I didn't know any surgeons around there. I said, anybody with a damn knife to get somebody to take care of me. Well, this doctor that was on duty came out there and took me right into the operating room. They took my appendix out, and I come close to dying. Well, back to my story on the miracle cures. Here I was treating myself for a damned ulcer with some Zantac or whatever kind of over-the-counter medicine they claim will cure your ulcer. And the fact is, they don't know diddly about no ulcers either. Most of the medications today are, if they're any good, they're charging you some ridiculous price. The rest of the stuff they sell you over the counter is just what they call a placebo. It ain't gonna do nothing for you. You can do just as good with aspirin and a Tylenol. Turns out Tylenol will ruin your liver. So last night I'm watching TV, and I see these snake oil salesman ads on TV every damn night. This one will crack you up. Last night they had this commercial come on, and it shows these. I'm no beauty queen. I'm fat, old man, overweight. Don't get near enough exercise, but I get by the best I can, you know. But it shows these three fairly fat people sitting on the couch, and they got a machine they're trying to sell them. It looks like a little set of bicycle pedals. You put it down there in front of your chair, easy chair. Or they were sitting on the couch, and you put your feet on this thing like a bicycle pedal. I mean, I hold myself up, and you pedal that thing. That's supposed to be for exercise. Now here this lazy bastard's laying up in his couch, reading a book, just relaxed. Every muscle in his body is just completely relaxed. He's got the TV going over there, and his feet are just going around and around. Well, there's no tension on that thing. All it's doing is just giving your feet a ride. And it just amazes me that people going to think, oh my God, it's going to do miracles for me. It's going to cure my damn overweight. It's going to cure my being overweight. It's just the thing I need. I'm going to run down there and send them $99, 3 payments of $99 or whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. But if you see this commercial, it'll crack you up. Every night there's some little something they're trying to sell people on TV. And so I need to come up with some kind of little placebo I can sell people, and I can make some money. Look at this. There's one right there. Somebody started bottling water and selling it to people. Time was I drank out of a bucket that we went out to a hole in the ground, a spring, and dipped the water out of that spring, toted it back to the house. Everybody in the damn house drank out of it. Everybody in the house drank out of it with the same dipper. It was usually an old gourd cut like a dipper. We all drank out of the same dipper. Nowadays you gotta have your own separate clean paper cup. You gotta have water that's been boiled and distilled and soaked in chlorine. I see commercials every day for this mesothelioma. They want to scare hell out of you and tell you got all this cancer going to get in you, and you come down here and sue them. I got this lawyer that'll sue people, you know. We get somebody over there in Germany got millions of dollars for being exposed to this asbestos. Well, I was in the Navy, and I used to sleep under a pipe, bump my head on it, and the asbestos would fall all in my face. I had it up my nose. You know, the ships were full of that asbestos. I never thought nothing about it, and I ain't come down with cancer yet. And I might, but that's just one of the things that you have to deal with in life. But think twice when you get on TV and somebody's trying to sell you something, a placebo, if you will. A snake oil salesman is going to be around till time and more, until snake oil salesmen are going to be around forever. That's going to conclude this video for today. I've already dragged it out farther than I was going to. But listen, let's end the video right there, and y'all be careful of them snake oil salesmen. They're out to get you. Thanks for tuning in today.